which is 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And I'm going to give you a heads up right now. After our first song, I'm going to tell you to stand up and look at that back camera, and we're going to say hello to our online community. Not yet, not yet. Curb your enthusiasm. I will give you a heads up. Y'all getting ready to sing? Because we're going to sing our love, we're going to dance our joy, and we're going to live our peace. This is like a wedding, and you got the bride and the groom side, and nobody liked the groom. I don't know. Or is that the bride side? I don't know. Anyway, ours was a bride and a bride, so I don't know. I could do this all day, Joe, so you just tell me whenever we're live. Brenda's like, I got you, 10 seconds. Welcome to Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening Sunday morning service right here at the Evening News, y'all, in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sing along with us, would you? I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. Come on in here, girl. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy. Dancing is encouraged. My joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, dance my joy into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace. Come on in, everybody's welcome, y'all. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, live my peace into the world. I sing my love. Last time I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love. That's what we're about. Sing my love into the world. I sing my love, sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, sing my love, I sing my love into the world. Just that last part. Sing my love into the world. Sing my love into the world. Last time. Sing my love into the world. So what I'd like for you to do right now is to turn and look at Joe Kuhlman back there, and first of all say, thank you, Joe. Now, you see that camera right by Joe? He's going to turn everybody's attention to that one camera. So I want you to get up and say hello. I can't talk and keep the rhythm, Rochelle, sorry. Say hello to our online community. Good morning. We love you wherever you're watching from. Apparently, I can't talk and sing and play guitar at the same time, but we love you. We're glad you're watching, and you are very much a part of this community. Let's try that again. My hands stopped working when I started talking. Feel free to greet your neighbor if you want. I don't know. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here. Up to your heart. Lay all your fears and all your doubts aside. Let go of all the hurt you hold inside. Sing it if you know it. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Can you feel the love of all who've gathered round? Can you feel it? You are worthy of this gift of love right now. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Now who'd have known that who you are is enough? And who'd have known that you could be so loved? Well, we knew, now you know. Yes, we knew, now you know. You are welcome here. I love you, Chris, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. One more time. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here. Here we go. So open up your heart. Yeah, give yourselves a hand. How about a hand for this wonderful music team? Gina Stewart, Brenda Gamble, Rochelle Coatney. Oh, we are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. Speaking of which, Brenda and Gina, by the way, they donated the coffee this morning. So if you would like to show them some love, there's a little box for some money over there for that. Or you can Venmo Gina. Brenda said that was all right. Gina Stewart. So we thank y'all for bringing that in and having some coffee this morning, and Donna for bringing in the cookies and goodies, and Angie for ordering them, and all, everybody. It takes a village. Thank you all for all your parts that you did. People set up chairs, and I love this community so much. So there's a powerful thing that we can do in just about 2 minutes. Would you like to do it? Just say sure. It's called a heart-brain coherence. And what happens is when you have this heart-brain coherence, you're like a superconductor for good things, right? You're just like this attractor factor for good. So all it takes is 3 things. Touch your heart. You can tap it out if you want. You can do namaste. You can put your hands on your heart. But just touching it takes your awareness there. And then consciously slow your breath like this. I need to do that after all that hype and good stuff. Do one more time. 3 the third time for good measure? All right, that's 2 steps out of 3. The third step, all you have to do is stay right there. Stay in that conscious breathing, hand on heart or touching heart, and then add in the feelings of gratitude, the feelings of love, feelings of compassion and joy, and just allow yourself to feel those feelings while you're touching your heart, slowing your breath, and the heart-brain coherence does the rest and takes care of it. Lowers your blood pressure, sends out healing vibes through your body, literally, not just figuratively. So let's let that take hold of us and wash over us and wash out from us for just about 2 minutes. To receive, I am opening, I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. Our opportunity to consciously open to the presence of love, to say yes to being love and to receiving love. I say yes to that. But first we have to open and let go of all the ways that we're protecting ourselves, right? And that takes courage and it takes trust. So right here, right now, I claim for myself, and I'm just going to go ahead and claim it for all of us. Courage for that very important act of opening. That very courageous act of letting love in and letting love out. We are an inlet and an outlet for divine love. We control that cutoff switch, so let's just open it wide. So I speak a word right now, knowing that there is one love, one power and one presence that doesn't even care what we call it. Whether you say God or spirit, love or life, or universal law, it doesn't matter. It's He's just ever posed and ready and waiting to say yes to us. So it's our job to open up to love, to joy, and to peace, and to being that in the world individually and collectively. And so what I know for us this morning is an increased awareness of this power and presence of love, an increased awareness of it ever present and always and in all ways within us, around us, and through us. And so I say thank you, God, for the Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening, for this opportunity to come together. Yes, I am so grateful. And so I say thank you in advance for this day, for all the good, all the love. We just let it be so. We are opening. We are opening. Our hearts are ready to receive. We are opening. We are opening. Our hearts are ready to receive. I am opening. Claim it for yourself. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. Yeah, this is how we applaud. We want to keep the vibe. We want to keep it right there. We just praise this team by doing that right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now you can applaud for them. That was beautiful, y'all. And toward the end, I thought, oh, we didn't talk about how we're going to end it. Thanks for reading my mind. That was well done, well done. So a couple of quick announcements. For those of you that were here this morning for the coffee chat we did, a little check-in, it was fun. We're going to continue to use this wonderful opportunity that Muse is giving us to get together before noon for different things, whether it's a book study or a meditation. Just keep staying tuned. For right now, we're just going to do a little coffee chat again for a few times to get to know new people and reacquaint, because, right, it's been 2 years. 2 of them. Yeah, so, yeah. Anyway, part of what we did this morning was we heard from a teacher named Lucy from Garinger High School, which is just right down the road. And those bins in the back, the boxes, the bags, are our first wave of collections for the Key Club at Garinger High School. And all of these donations are going towards a women's shelter on the east side, a women's shelter specifically for those who have experienced domestic violence. There's also kids at this shelter, and this is the only shelter in town that is run by an Islamic group, so it's able to care for those in our community who are Muslim and have different needs when it comes to overnight stays and that sort of thing. But everyone is welcome. They serve the entire community. So Lucy came in and told about the Key Club, which I'd never heard of before. How many people have heard of Key Club before? That was new to me. But they focus on service projects. And one of and a lot of them are freshmen, and one of the girls was actually affected by domestic violence herself and had to be in a shelter. And so this was her suggestion. It's very near and dear to her heart. And I'm just grateful to everyone who already had started filling up those boxes and bins. So what we're going to do, anyone that's interested in helping me, my car is just down the block, but I'll bring it up here so we don't have to tote it down the road. After service, we'll just load that in my car, and then next week I'll get the rest of it, and Lucy and I will connect. So thank you for being part of that. It really speaks to who we are and what we're about, that we're jumping in here first day in the neighborhood and we're already helping the neighborhood. One other way that you can do that is if you're hungry afterwards, Company Store has Sunday Fun Day. They do free lunch every Sunday. But here's the special thing about today. Even if you're not hungry and you want to give a donation, I will personally walk it over there myself. Today, the donations are going to E+ Initiative of the Ukraine Civil Society Organization, a nonprofit that provides medical kits, bulletproof vests, helmets, thermal imagery, vehicles, and other things to those in the Ukraine. So they just usually put a basket out, and if somebody puts money in, they do, and if they don't, they don't. But today they're actually encouraging donations, and 100% is going to E+ Initiative. So that is right across the street behind Smelly Cat, or I'll be happy to take it over for you. I'm going to go over there myself afterwards. So let's see, Key Club, Company Store, Brenda and Gina, we love you, thank you. And hi, Mandy. Bring it. What is it? No. You want a microphone? Like, I think they need to hear you. Come on up here, girl. Don't be shy. Actually, though, we don't want to move this mic, so how about that one right there?
I'm like, I can't stand that phone.
And that way I
Is
can
this
put
Gina's
this
mic?
down. It is.
So next Saturday, we are doing a clothes swap at Better Brain and Body, and it's from 2 to 5. So you can clean out your closets, bring your clothes, and everybody swaps, and you can get new clothes, but it's everybody's favorites that aren't their favorites anymore for whatever reason. And when we're done, we're gathering all those up, and we are donating them. One of the places we donate to is Dress for Success, and we do On Eagle's Wings, which they are helping those people who come in from the sex trafficking places. So we help gather up those clothes and take them to them. So all that stuff gets donated at the end. So if you guys want to help with that, that would be really awesome too.
We love you. Thank you for bringing that to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really important work, and so I really appreciate it. And I love, this is one of the reasons right there. It speaks for itself. One of the reasons I love this community is just always looking for ways to serve. Yes. Is there an ATM nearby, Joe? Right across the street at the Blind Pig. You can also play arcade games while you're there. So if I could have Linda Buckle come up and share today's reading.
Hello, CCSA family. It is so good to gather again. Today's reading is from the Science of Mind magazine for today, March 27th, and it's called The Breath of Life. It starts with a quote from Louise Hay. Remember, you have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. The next quote is from Ernest Holmes. Therefore, all demonstrations should be made in peace, confidence, and joy, and in a realization of divine love and perfection permeating everything. The reason for this is evident, for we are dealing with the law of cause and effect. We are not depending on chance, but on the law. And that is from the Science of Mind textbook, page 305. Today's reading. The law of mind is simple. Think on these things, meditate on these things, pray on these things, and surely and indubitably they will be in your life. Speak only of the demonstration you seek, and pay no mind to what is not. Holmes speaks of joy, peace, love, and happiness as the breath of life. They were the inheritance he promised. Jesus made this promise too. He wrote of freedom's birthright and wanted this goodness in the lives of everyone. He showered praise and glory for the good works done through him. I do not hear a boastful arrogance. I feel the humble vessel. I am a humble vessel of divine love, filled with endless supply. And in my loving awareness of the law, I shower praise and glory for the one light within all people. These good works are mine to do, another sacred contract fulfilled with a soft and confident knowing exactly what is mine to do, to be an open flute to the flow of the joy, peace, love, and happiness abundant all around me, and to share this knowing with everyone who will hear it. I was present when I pulled my own light from the shadow of separation. I was present for the moments that made me. Now, having seen what I'm made of, I treasure every morsel of myself. My true nature is being is a life of joy, love, and wholeness. I am made of divine stuff with faith in the design. My life is not a game of chance, but a choice to shine God's light within me. I trust myself to remember. Today's affirmation, if you'll repeat after me, I love and approve of myself. I give myself permission to confidently shine my light and allow others to shine theirs in my presence.
You can clap for Linda. She likes claps. She likes applause. Everybody likes applause. I used to work with some friends of mine did a breakaway performance. Remember those folks? I'm drawing a blank. Mick and Tess, there we go. And they would have you stand up in front of the crowd and receive applause for like 5 minutes. It feels like an eternity, but then you're like, oh, wait, I like it. I like it. I like it. Remember, you've been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. I love that. It hasn't worked. So try approving of yourself and see how that goes. Good advice, right? Try approving of yourself. So, living from an open heart, that's step one right there. We got to stop criticizing ourselves. We got to stop criticizing ourselves and try approving instead. And that includes letting other people criticize us as well. You can say, thanks, but no thanks. Not put yourself in those situations, right? You can remove yourself from things that aren't lifting you up and lighting your fire. And then let's turn that around and stop criticizing other people, too. That one's a little bit, sometimes more of a challenge. It kind of depends. And instead start saying, how can I love you? Not, how can I love you? But instead, how can I love you right now? How can I love you? How can I be there for you? How can I, let go of that. Bring in the how. Get it? Same word, different energy. You get this. Stop criticizing because it blocks us. It shuts us off from the universal flow of love. It shuts us off. Love, Charles Fillmore, who founded Unity with his wife Myrtle, he said that love is the harmonizing and attracting factor. The harmonizing and attracting nature. That's the word of the universe. The harmonizing and attracting nature of the universe is love. Love brings all things to us that are like itself, and so does how. I do this thing with couples where I help them do active listening, and it's amazing how you can say the same thing and with different body language and different tone in your voice and get a divorce or go on a second honeymoon at the end of that sentence. It's just like really important that we pay attention to the energy that we're putting forth, right? It's not so much the words, it's the energy we're bringing to the room, to the world. So we're going to do our best, right? To stop criticizing ourselves, try something different. Do our best to take ourselves out of situations where other people are criticizing us, and pay attention to the people we have surrounding us, make sure they're lighting our fire and lifting us up, and stop criticizing other people as well to the best we can, to the best of our ability. And then I was writing my notes, and I couldn't help but hear Gina, don't blame it on God. We're going to stop blaming God, too, or the universe, or whatever else, right? We laughed. One day we were closing up, and I said, everybody wants to blame Jesus. And anyway, it's a wonderful little comedy skit we did, improv. We should bring it back. So everybody wants to blame somebody when something's not going right, even the divine, by whatever name you want to give it. So let's give that up, too. I remember, between 2002 and 2005, I did a whole lot of that because I lost like 5 or 6 people that were really, really close to me. My dad, my grandmother, my best friend, my good colleague friend, Reverend Ray Matheny. My best friend died on my dad's birthday 9 months after my dad died. And I was like, why, God, right? It was one of those moments. I was ticked off at God, and I was saying, why are you doing this to me? And my friend Carlton Pearson was online the other day, and he was saying something similar. He said, I've had a lot of people leave this earthly plane and transition, die, however you want to say it, right? And he said, and I started feeling that everybody feels like, why is this happening? And he said, but you know what? The question we need to ask ourselves, and I'm saying this because I thought that 3-year period was rough, those 6 people was intense, until the last few years. It's like 20 plus people that were really close to me that I love dearly are not here for me to touch and hug and talk to and pick up the phone. And go see, you know? And so I loved what Carlton said. He said, instead of asking why did they leave? What if we started asking, why am I still here? Why am I still here? And be grateful for that, first of all, but also was something we're supposed to be doing. We're still here. We're still breathing. Let's get busy doing that and stop the criticizing, stop the ways that we block the flow of universal good that we could be doing in the world. And, you know, Joe, I hope I don't embarrass you, but I love you, man. I love this guy back here running all this magic, and he is an amazing human. And so when I say, why are we here, and do something about it, he's one of those people that does that. He started, Are You Okay, Charlotte? Are You Okay, Charlotte? Many people have been to an Are You Okay, Charlotte event, several people, okay? And it was created to elevate the community dialogue about mental health. Take the stigma away and elevate the community dialogue, bringing together poets and comedians and artists and musicians. How cool is that? To take away that stigma and elevate the conversation around it. That's what I'm talking about. We're here for a purpose. What's yours? What's mine? And let it evolve. Because, you know, he could have gotten that whisper in his ear to do that and instead said, nope, I'm a sound guy. That's what I do. I'm going to do the sound thing. And I do this over here. I'm going to do that. Or how about you just keep saying yes to the divine inspiration whispering in your ear? That's your intuition. That's your gut hits, right? Because things like that are so important. We don't talk about it still enough, mental health. And my wonderful bandmates and I, Brenda and Gina, we had an opportunity to write some songs. New songs. You're going to hear some new songs today and next week and the week after. We're so psyched about it. But we were in the recording, not the recording studio, not yet, but that's coming soon. We were in the writing sessions at the Fifth House. Thank you, Lisa Lee Morgan. That was awesome. And it was back in November, and we had someone that we love very much that was going through a very difficult mental health challenge. And we were talking about it, and we were lighting a candle every day for her, and we were praying for her, and we were talking about her when we were writing songs and all that. And the next thing you know, we started thinking, hey, that kind of speaks to what we were talking about this song idea. And then we started talking amongst ourselves about how the ways that we've personally been affected, either personally or in another direct way with a friend or family member with depression or anxiety or a myriad of things, right? And we talked about how even if it's not a DSM-4, you know, isn't that the thing? Okay. Even if it's not in there, the fact that it can be so debilitating when we fall through the cracks. And sometimes we can fall through the cracks of our own heart. We can get lost in there, right? I know for myself, I got lost a few times during COVID. I was like, when is this going to end? When do I get to see my people? When do I get to hug them? Last week, I'm still high from it in a good way and in a natural way. Going to Lisa Lee's and having service, it was like 22 of us or something there, and having that, and then having band practice the next day, and y'all hadn't been able to sing more than one song at a time for like 3 months because of all the upper respiratory and the thing. And I was like, didn't want to stop, because community is the best immunity. Isn't that what Michael Beckwith says? Community is the best immunity. It really does lift you up. It changes you from the inside out when you're surrounding yourself with love and you're finding those ways to pull yourself back out of those cracks that you can fall through. So I want to encourage us all to remember that we're each here. We're still here. We're still here, and it's important that we're here, and we're here to do some important work. So let's get to doing it and stop the criticizing, stop the blaming, stop the fear, stop the ways we protect, and close down so we won't get hurt, and instead have the courage to stay open and move through life. It is, after all, what Rumi taught, right? Teachings of Rumi, the Sufi poet and saint. He said, the wound is where the light enters you. So let it in. Let it in. Let the light in. So we find ways to give and to live from love, and we let it in. When we find ways to give and live from love. Now, that may sound like a Hallmark card or a little movie or something, a little Hallmark movie, but I'm meaning this very literal. So I want to talk about some very literal ways to give and to live from love. And it's so appropriate that we're here in NODA, that this community is here in NODA, because both CCSA and NODA have been so important in my life, but also because it's always been a see a need, fill it. see a need, fill it. Both this community, these streets around here, these people that live here, and this community, the people in this ccsa community. I remember when we first started Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening, I couldn't even put out a wish list. Somebody would hear a whisper of it and it would show up. Well, one day somebody walked in and said, here's $300. They said you needed a mic. I'm like, thank you. Yeah, that'll just about do it. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Same thing with, I mentioned the company store earlier. We were just up by my house, about 6 blocks up. There was a fire a few years back, and a young couple and their daughter lost everything. And the daughter was covered over 90% of her body with third-degree burns, and they literally lost their house, their clothes, their everything. And I don't remember, it might have even been the same day, but it was definitely not more than 24 hours later that Joey and Scott put out a call to everybody and said, we're raising money. And thousands of dollars came pouring in, just putting together, and we didn't even know them, right? See a need, fill the need. Same with Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening. So it's so appropriate to be right here, the see a need, fill a need thing. And sometimes that giving and living from love can be money. It could be resources, like what we're doing for the women's shelter, or it could be giving of yourself. I was, years ago when I was a full-time musician, it was a really bad upper respiratory, like deja vu, experience, but I was out of work for 6 weeks. And when you're a full-time musician, let me just share something with you. That's your rent, that's your car payment, that's your food, that's any medicine you need. You don't sing, you don't get paid. So for 6 weeks, I couldn't sing. It sounded terrible. People were joking oh, just do some blues. I'm like, it hurts, first of all, thank you. Second of all, I sound terrible. So I didn't work, and then when I finally was able to, y'all know that have done this work, that I didn't feel like doing the booking when I was sick either, so that meant the next 6 weeks to 2 or 3 months was empty because I hadn't, all right, so I'm watching TV, I'm feeling really sorry for myself. I'm just really not about how can I give today. Thank you very much. And then a commercial comes on, and it's interesting that this, that we're doing this shelter drive for the shelter ladies and children, because came on, that's me. I'm sorry about that. I won't do that again. So a commercial came on for about supporting people who have been victims of domestic violence. And I know I don't look like somebody that could ever happen to, but there was a time in my life that it did. And it hit me very hard seeing this commercial, and I was in tears. And then, segue, they take a turn, and it says, so support this teen shelter for teens who have been taken out of their home because of domestic violence. I was a puddle. I was crying, I was bawling. I'm writing down the numbers as fast as I can, right? I had no money. I couldn't support these people. I couldn't even give them canned goods. I was barely having canned goods for myself. So I called them up and I said, I don't have any money. I don't have any supplies, but I'm a musician and I'm a singer-songwriter, and I write songs that people, hire me to come and sing about empowerment and hope, and I don't know if you would want me to, I didn't even get to finish the sentence. She goes, when can you come? They need that more than they need anything, empowerment and hope. And here's the thing. I found a way to give and live from love. I drove down, and did this concert really and kind of a mentoring thing with these girls for a day, and then ending with a concert. And turns out it wasn't for them. I was filled up to overflowing in a way that I had never been before, kind of like I felt last week being around everyone and singing again and being around the community. But it didn't just make me feel better. It didn't just make me feel alive in that way, but it also, here we go, here's the universe showing off. It opened up all these avenues for income that I didn't have to wait 3 months for a booking to come to fruition. Things started coming out of the woodwork. Why? Because I primed the pump of good. When you need, you give, right? Don't fall into I can't have nothing to give. You always have something to give. You're still here. So find a way to give, and it primes the pump of receiving. It's two sides of the same coin. You have to be in that dance of reciprocity if you want it to flow. Okay, so one other way. So we got money, we got resources, we got your gifts. These are ways you can give and live from love. You can also, just by being that loving presence, just showing up as the love. So, my daddy was a chicken farmer. I'm vegan. So these chickens are not going to be eaten that I'm about to tell you about. But my sister-in-law decided she wanted some chicks to hatch in the incubator for my niece. So she gets some little eggs and she puts them in the incubator, and then she has to go away, and she says, "Can you just watch the incubator?" I'm like, "Sure, no problem." So I thought that meant like take a little dropper and go doop, doop, doop once a day. Good luck, chickens. And then, come back the next day, drop, drop, drop. Good luck, chickens. No, it's taken longer than expected, and so now the chickens are hatching. They're hatching, which is fine, it's good. You think, oh, how cute. No, it's messy. It's stressful. You're like, is it going to make it? Is this one going to be all the legs going to work? Is the shell going to be attached to the head? Is it going to be gross? I don't know. I've been having a stressful time. So one comes out the other day, and it's got the egg attached to its head, and it's got this little foot, and it's trying to get the shell off. And I'm sorry, this is a sad story, but I got to tell it. So he's trying to get the little egg off, and he's got his little foot up there, and a day goes by, and then the second day goes by. Now, in case you're new to this, if they don't come out in the first day, it's not looking good. And if they don't come out after the second day, if you don't help them, they will die. So I told Angie, I said, I know you're not supposed to help a chicken out of the egg, and if I don't, it's going to die. It's probably going to die anyway, but at least this way, it'll have a fighting chance. So I'm over there, and I got tweezers and my glasses, thank God. Got my glasses, and he's chirping. He's got his beak out, right? He's chirping, and I'm like carefully lifting a tiny piece of shell from the membrane, not to touch the membrane, and then tiny. It was tedious, it was stressful. I got him out. So I get the chicken out. I feed the chicken electrolyte water. Felt like Christine Kane had her story. Anyway, never mind if you don't know Christine. But anyway, I fed it with a little syringe. That's what it was, a little syringe of electrolyte water, and he's like. Unfortunately, I know, sorry to tell you this, but unfortunately he did not make it. But you know what he did? He did live for a few hours outside that shell. He did manage to be alive, to not die trapped in that shell. I felt like I had to. It was like, that may sound like so dramatic to talk about a little chicken. It was powerful for me because I couldn't let this little being suffer. And by taking my time at 1:45 in the morning to carefully pull the shell and get this baby to the point where it could break out itself. I was singing, break the shell, break away. I know, I was singing that. But it finally breaks out, and I'm like, I realized that I almost didn't do that because my dad was a chicken farmer. I knew the chances were really low this chicken was going to live. And I could just pretend I don't hear it cheeping inside the shell, and I could just go away, although I did decide to put them in my bedroom. It's kind of hard to go away. But anyway, I could just go away, or I can lean into the discomfort. I can lean into the potential pain. How many times in our lives, in our relationships, our primary relationships with our partners, our families, our work, do we just want to avoid something because we're pretty sure it's going to be gnarly? It's going to be gross. It's not going to have a positive outcome, so I'm just going to skip it. When really what is needed is your love. My love didn't make the chicken live, but my love did amplify inside of me because I was able to give it to something. That's the point, y'all. We have it to give it. We have it to give it, and when we don't, it dams up inside of us. And we have to be able to let it out, to let that love that is the harmonizing and the attracting power of the universe flow freely through us, for us. I'm blessed with a lot of teachers in my life. Don't do that. I'm blessed with a lot of teachers in my life, and I'm grateful for that. And one of them was telling a story the other day about a unique teacher, and that is a horse rescue, and how, just like this chicken, we can learn by being open to love's flow. And there's a horse rescue, one in New Mexico and one in Mississippi, and are not affiliated, but they both have what they consider, one of them is Hindu, and so she considers it darshan, which is when you sit with your teacher and you get wisdom. Isn't that beautiful? And so she has this horse rescue where she invites people to come in and sit with the horses because we have this electromagnetic field, and so do the animals, and they overlap just like people do. Like right now, we're dancing in each other's heart energy, right? We're overlapping. We all are. We all have the opportunity to let the world be our teacher, not just those people that we've picked out as our spiritual teachers, but let the world be our teachers, to let kids and animals and nature be our teacher. Look around. I love mid-March to mid-May is like some of my favorite time ever, because you go from these tiny little buds to poof, especially here in the South, right? It's so amazing to watch. But guess what? When you have land and you have landscaping, and you get to choose what to water and what to weed, don't you? And the same is true for us on any kind of a spiritual journey. We get to choose what to water and what to weed. And if we want to give and live from love, we have to choose carefully. We have to choose carefully to be able to do that. One way that you can contribute to the love in a grander scale right now is to join the Center for Spiritual Living Geneva. Has started this 9 p.m. peace call, Zoom. You can actually be on there. There are actually some people from Ukraine on there as well. And what they're asking is that you just come together, even if you can't make the call, that you just at 9 o'clock every night, that you take 10 minutes, pray, meditate, say the word peace, whatever makes you feel peaceful, to contribute to the peaceful, energetic connection on the planet. And that may sound woo-woo if you're new with us. I know we can sometimes sound like, woo, that a little bit out there. For those of you thinking that, I got a little piece of information for you. I shared it last week. I'm going to share it again. And during World War II, after World War II, there was a Nazi general that said, I don't know if he's a general, but a Nazi officer that said the West had a secret weapon, and we couldn't understand it. But every night at 9 o'clock, they were doing something. And it was affecting us, and we couldn't be as effective against them during that time period. Their secret weapon was the same exact thing that's being done right now for Ukraine and for our world, and that was at 9 o'clock at night. Taking that 10 minutes is what we're doing. They only did a minute, but taking that 10 minutes and being peace. How about we just keep it going? Because I'm intending join with me in that intention and that knowing that this war dissipates, right? And that peace is realized. And so how about we just keep it going? How about pick a time? It doesn't have to be 9 p.m., but make it part of your regular everyday that you're going to center yourself and recenter yourself and come back to, how can I give and live from love? How can I be a radiating center of peace? Start by that heart-brain harmony that I showed you earlier, the coherence, and meditate and marinate in that. Whether you meditate or not, just be in that for a moment. And I know sometimes we need help with that, so Angie has helped you out. If you go to awakeningcarolina.org, thank you, Angie, there's now a page on there called Good News. Brenda's idea. She said, I'd like to be able to save the newsletter to my homepage. Well, now it's the newsletter on steroids. It's like the newsletter, it's a whole video playlist, it's literally good news are happening around the world. So when you turn on your computer, that's a good way to start your day. Instead of going right to the news of everybody telling you what's going wrong in the world, how about going and looking at what's going right in the world? And instead of looking for ways that the relationship or the job or the house or the neighborhood can be wrong, how about looking for ways that you can be what's right with it? Let's look for the ways that we can be what's right with the world instead of continually looking for what's wrong with the world and each other. Yeah? All right. So if you need help, we're here to help you with that. A couple more things. Giving, how, where, what. Maybe it's you're given a compliment. Maybe it's about being a person of increase. It doesn't matter as long as the world is better because you're in it. And it is to the degree that you're open to letting that flow through you. So maybe it's a compliment. Maybe it is being fully present with somebody. Maybe it's forgiveness. I don't know. What is the way that you feel led to give of your kindness, your acts of service, your just your presence? But here's the thing about not always having a good day. Keep touching that. Not supposed to touch it. About not always having a good day and not always feeling like, what's the point, right? Moses got mad. Y'all remember that in the Bible? He goes up on the mountaintop. He has this peak experience with God. And then he comes back, and they're doing all the crazy stuff. And he's like, oh, for the love of... And he crashes all the 10 Commandments. Remember that whole story from Bible school? He got ticked off. Let's look at that metaphysically. We go to a mountaintop experience. We go to a mountaintop experience in consciousness. But then we're still going to have some valley experiences. And the quicker we realize that and try our best to hold on to that mountaintop consciousness amidst the valley, then the better off we'll be in the world around us. And that may be something as big as a war. It may be something as small as driving up to the gas station this morning and going, what is happening here? It took my card. What is it? It's doing this thing. It's flashing lights and numbers and, oh, for crying out loud. I'm going to be late. I got to drive all this way. And then I try another card and nothing's happening. And I go in and I try to pay in there. She goes, oh, yeah, you just need to go to another pump. I'm like, can I just pay you? No, you need to go to another pump. Okay, have a good day. So I go to another pump that only serves diesel. And of course, I'd already gotten out of the car. And of course, I'm going, now I'm really late. And then I get back in the car. And then I go to another pump. Right? And then I check myself. Really? This is a valley? Privileged much? Right? I got the money to buy the gas. I got the car to put it in. I got somewhere to go that I really want to be at. I'm able to drive. I'm able to... Right? It's not saying we won't have those moments of thinking our experience is a valley when it's really like, girl, please. But we can check ourselves and move back into a place of love and peace. But that's how easily it can happen. And if we don't catch it, then it'll be just like a communication between you and a loved one that ends up being over a big, lumpy rug because you swept everything under there, right? So you got to keep coming back to center. When you feel off, wait a second, something happened, someone said something, I thought something, and it took me out of that space of remembering that I love myself exactly as I am. That affirmation from today, I love and approve of myself exactly as I am. I love and approve of myself exactly as I am. Say it over and over and over. If you want to do good work in this world, I promise you that's step one. I love and approve of myself exactly as I am, because once you do, then you can love me. I want you to love me. Once you do, you can love that person beside you that's going through something you don't know about that really is a valley and not just a gas pump. Love yourself and stop wasting time. We are here to do amazing things. We are here to do amazing things. So stop wasting time. Get into that place of gratitude, that place of giving. Where can I give? How can I give? Where can I love? And also adding in, how is this for me? Surely. And I chose to believe that I was missing an accident or a ticket or something else because I had to go to 3 pumps this morning. But I don't know if that's true, but it made me feel better. How about you choose to believe that life is for you, even when you don't know how, especially when you don't know how? And then knowing that, as the reading says, we can be a humble vessel for divine love. So I'd like to close this afternoon. I love this time change. I don't know about y'all, but I'm digging it. I'd like to share with you, and this is a book that I encouraged you all at the end of last year to pick up, because I'm reading it every day, and I want you to join me if you feel so led. It's called The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, and we will have discussions on it from time to time, but I wanted to read from it this morning. March 27th, we are born singing. Song is not a luxury, but a necessary way of being in the world. Somehow, we have been fooled into thinking that song is entertainment, something we can do without, like dessert. Wait a minute. But to give voice to what lives inside is what keeps all things possible. In truth, the minute we arrive, we are born singing, though it's often mistaken for crying. Yet without this deep reflex, the lungs wouldn't work, and the lifelong exchange between inner and outer can't begin. I remember my first day alone at home after my rib surgery. For the first time in months, everything was still. The morning light now filling the space where my rib used to be. Suddenly, finally, I began to weep, loudly, as pockets of fear and pain and exhaustion escaped. This release was a song, and what I hadn't realized was that once released, once the buildup of my journey, hear that, once the buildup of my journey was given a way out, life with its 1,000 energies and softness could come in. Once the buildup of my journey was given a way out, the softness could come in. Such a simple secret. By letting things out, we also let things in. So if you're cut off in pain, estranged, numb, sing. Give voice to anything. It needn't sound pretty. Simply, bravely, open despite the difficulty, and let what is in out and what is out in. Sing, and your life will continue. And then he always does this exercise at the end. So join me in this if you feel so inclined. It says, center yourself and locate one pocket of pain or fear or exhaustion that is building inside of you. Now breathe your way into that pocket. Inhale into the buildup. Exhale, letting what's in there make its way into the world. Realize that your breath is the passageway that connects your inner buildup with the air of the world. Once the buildup of my journey was given a way out, the softness could come in. We can't let the softness in if we're protecting ourselves from all the other stuff. Open up, let it in, let it out. Be that inlet and that outlet for divine love. And start with saying, I love and accept myself. I love and approve of myself exactly as I am. And I'm here to live from an open heart. How about we say that together? I'm here to live from an open heart. I have the courage to give and live from love. All right, and so it is. And now we're going to sing about it. Come on up here, y'all. Yeah, you can do that. Well, I don't think it'll fit all of y'all. I just meant this y'all. Although it is proper English, I think, to say all y'all.
In a suitcase somewhere, there's a tiny ray of hope. I remember down through the garden by the roses on a twisted vine. Yeah, I remember through the rocks and the rivers to a time that got left behind. We walk together in spaces. We walk through abandoned places. What have we forgotten? What have we lost in all these abandoned spaces and places of the heart? What needs forgiving? What's falling apart? Cracks in the ceilings, cracks in the heart. We walk together in spaces. We walk through abandoned places. In my heart, packed away,
There's a tiny ray of light. I can see her, I remember. Hold out your hand, who can take it? It's all here now. We can make it. We walk together in spaces. We walk through healing spaces. We walk together in spaces. We walk through healing places. We walk in spaces. We walk in spaces. We walk we rise. Brenda Gamble, Gina Stewart, Rochelle Coatney, y'all. Thank you. The song's called Spaces, and that was its debut, so thank you. Thank you so much. Let's move into our conscious giving, and we say that on purpose that way. We don't just say it, just not an accident. We want, if you ever give to Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening, we want it to be a conscious choice that you're giving back to somewhere that uplifted you and helped your light to shine. I encourage you to do the same thing when you're paying your light bill or you're pumping your gas, to do it consciously and in gratitude. And it takes you right out of those valleys, I promise. All right, so say with me if you choose, divine love, moving through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. And we have lots of people give online now, so you can find that information at awakeningcarolina.org. We do Cash App, we do Venmo, PayPal, all that stuff. So just know we appreciate you and we thank you. And sing this with us and affirm your own prosperity as we affirm that for our center as well. And online, I'm sure my wife is, as we speak, putting the information into the comments. All right. What are we singing? Abundance, right. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. You're being blessed. You are being blessed by. Blessed by, we are being blessed by the Spirit of love. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance to live in abundance. Live in abundance, live in the abundance of joy and the abundance of peace. Live in abundance, in the abundance of connection and harmony and purpose. Live in abundance. And so I say thank you, Mother, Father, God, this omnipresent presence that's bigger than a pronoun, amen. I say thank you as we open continually stay open to love's presence. We live in abundance. Thank you, God, for this day and all the good. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. Yes. So one last thing, and that is, kids, we see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and we love you just the way that you are. And this was for you too, you know, because the next time someone's being mad to you, just know you have a secret weapon. Someone's being mean to you, you have a secret weapon. You be nice, you be love. It doesn't mean get run over. Tell somebody if somebody does something bad. But yeah, that secret weapon, if it worked in World War II and it's working right now in the Ukraine, it works on the playground, it works everywhere, it works in your office, adults and moms and dads, it works in the schools, it works everywhere, to be that love that we want to see in the world and to be that change. So thank you for being it with us. We love you and we appreciate you, and we will be right here next Sunday morning from 10:30 to 11:30 having more coffee, chat, and cookies, and then right here at 10 p.m., not 10 a.m., 12 p.m. There we go. 12 p.m., 12 p.m., 12 p.m. Blah, blah. And I'll bring some white duct tape for our little sign out there that crosses out the 11. So we'll be right back here. So did I remember everything? I think I did. So thank you so much for being here. We normally circle the room. I'm not sure how we would do that. It's up to y'all, whatever you want to do. And anyone that's new with us, if that doesn't feel comfortable, don't have to do that. You can stay in your seat. But we do usually get up and sing together a song that simply goes like this. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. One last time, we let the love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We love you, we bless you, and we thank you. Hang around and visit for just a minute if you want to, but we're going to sing you out either way. 2, 3, 4. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Let's claim some love. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Thank you, Ned. Gives me everything I need. Thank you. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Take it back to God. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Now, if we break it down, are you going to sing? Let's clap and sing on this last time. Break it down, Rochelle. God is my source. God is my power. Yeah. God gives me everything I need. Every little thing. I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything. Just that last part. God gives me everything I need. Like you really mean it. God gives me everything I need. Let's hear it. God gives me everything I need. All right, y'all. AwakeningCarolina.org, online community. We love you. Stay in touch with us. All of you, we want to know you better, so don't go away. Have a good day.